Hi everybody, how's everybody doing today? Oh, sorry about being a few minutes late again. 10 minutes late. I'm so bad. I'm sorry. But I really appreciate everybody being here, being patient, and welcome to my Thursday live stream where we catch up on, what's new in photography, and I answer any questions I can about Olympus cameras and photography in general, and to catch up on what's new. Um, let's see who's here. Wow, we have a good group already. Excuse me, I'm so rushed and out of breath here. Adam, good to see you. You have a question here. I'll get to that in just a second. John Harvey, music. Scott Mumford, hello. John Yutze. DeMorkin, awesome. John follows. Marjorie, good to see you. David Tellett, hey, how are you? Randy, Plato, awesome. Looks like the usual suspects are here. I really appreciate that. Stephen Page, hello. John Allen, good to see you. And yeah, 5:08, right on time, right, John? Well, that's what's good is, we're kind of among friends now, so it's okay if I'm a few minutes late, right? But I'll really try to be on time from now on. Anyway, I see Adam, he kind of right out the gate has a question. I guess you're trying to do, you just need a clean HDMI out signal, it looks like. It says here, can you tell me any easy steps to get the clean HDMI out signal to my live? Depends which camera you have, so I need to know which camera you have. And then I plug in my wireless transmitter that reconnects the camera to the broadcast box on my dashboard. All I see are a dirty signal with all the camera guides, battery indicators, etc. I know there's a setting somewhere in the menu to find it in the video menus, but you can't seem to, yeah, it's not in the video menu necessarily. Again, it depends which camera you have. And also I submitted an image for your edit image. Hope you got them. Okay, yeah, I'm sure. The image submission has been pretty reliable. Okay, EM1 Mark III. That's an easy one. Let me see if I can show you. I have a wire here all set up. Normally it's all set up. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. All right, so EM1 Mark III, right? Yeah, I got the joystick here. Just go into the menu, go into the movie menu, go down here to HDMI output, and select output mode, change it to record mode. And that's all you need to do. And that should clean it up. There's kind of a green screen error here. Wish there was a quick way I could turn the green screen on and off, but there's not. I'm doing something here. Filters, okay. There. So, and let me dial this down a little bit so you can see it. But yeah, just change that to output mode, like so. And that should, so it's in the movie menu, HDMI output, and that's it. Oh, thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. Wow, $10, man. That's huge. Thank you so much. How come I can't get back? Oh, there we go. Forgot how to use all my devices here. Oh, man, for $10, man. Anybody else got any questions? Holy smokes, I really appreciate that, though. It helps me out a lot. Let's see. Let me close this. And it says here, go get Rob and go. Yeah, his watch doesn't seem to work. I wish I have a, I'm wearing my Casio today. This watch, tell you something funny about this watch. It's got a very retro, now I need it to be brighter. It's got a very retro kind of look to it, right? Um, and I put, you know, I had this leather band on before, but it didn't look right. So I put the original band on to the watch. This is the original. But now whenever it kind of wiggles on my arm, it pulls the hairs on my wrist. It's, come on, switch back. There we go. Yeah, it pulls the hair on my wrist. I don't like it. I mean, I'm trying to get used to it, but maybe it's pulled out all the hair on my arm by now. But I wasn't expecting that. I don't remember metal bands. I haven't worn a metal band in a long, long time. And now I know why I stopped wearing them, because of this pulling my hair out of my wrist. Oh, not a calculator Casio. I had one probably 20 years ago, but I just thought this was I thought this was kind of a cool looking watch. And it has a radio signal in it, so it keeps accurate time. You know, it syncs up with some clock radio thing they got going on. I never have to set it. But strangely, it's off by an hour, like the daylight savings didn't kick in. I mean, it was working fine a few weeks ago, and then now, I don't know why the daylight savings is off now. And now it's back on daylight savings time. So I got to go into the settings and figure out what's going on. So it says 6:15, but it's really like 5:15. Lionfish Photo has a question. Does anyone know how to transfer Olympus Viewer 3 from an old to a new laptop? I tried simple transfer and it would not work. No. No way to do it. I tried. I tried because someone asked that question. It might have been used, but someone asked that question before, and uh, supposedly there's a way to export or save your data and your edits and everything, and then import them back in. But when upgrading from, say, Olympus Viewer 3 to Olympus Workspace, it doesn't work, absolutely. And then switching from one computer to another, I wasn't able to save everything from one computer and put it onto another. I mean, if there's a way to do it, it's beyond me, unfortunately. Definitely, definitely a problem, because you know, we upgrade computers time to time, and if we're using Olympus Viewer, we have that potential to lose everything. I mean, it seems like you should be able to just save that folder that has everything in it and then import that back into a new, you know, copy that folder over to the new computer and it should see it, but it never worked for me. Oh, let's see. Does anyone have the original zip file, as Ali suggested that would work? No. Let me look. I doubt it. Let's see. OBS. Olympus W. No. There's a very small chance I might have it on my other laptop. Very small chance. Let me look on that. Hold on. Because what happened is someone asked me about a very similar question, if not the exact same question you are right now. So I tried to find the Olympus Viewer 3 and I found it. I don't know. I guess it's hard to find now. But this will come, when this comes up, I'll see if I have it, and I'll figure out a way to get it to you. Randy, you have a smartwatch? Yeah, I have a smartwatch too, but I'm not a big fan of it. I do wear it time to time when I know I'm going to be going for longer walks, so I can keep track of the steps and things. But excuse me, I just prefer like a real watch as opposed to a smartwatch, particularly mechanical watches. Uh, for the same reasons I like cameras and older cameras as well. For the engineering and design and legacy that a watch might have, just like our cameras, right? And so I just enjoy watches in general. I'm not a huge watch collector. I have my share of watches, but they're all junk. The nicest watch I have is like a Seiko Sarb 033, which is, man, the price is going up now that it's hard to find. I think I saw it for like $800 brand new. I just couldn't believe it. I paid a little less than $400 for mine earlier this year, like March or April, when you could still get them on Amazon. But now that you can't get them on Amazon, the price is like doubled. It's shocking. And I still have the band for it. I never use, because it came with a metal band, and I don't like metal bands, so I just always take the metal band off and put a NATO strap on or something. All right, I'm checking for my to see if I have OBS 3. Oh, no. Sorry. Look at my dang glasses. Hey, Corna, how are you? Music is here too, huh? All right, let's see. Yeah, this is when I was trying to do this. I did a little of that. Aha. Okay, I do have the original. It's called OV3 Setup. So that's Olympus Viewer 3. I do have it, Flying Fish. So just email me. Just email me here. Email me there and I can send you a link to it. I do have it though. Nice. Right here. I don't know if you can, probably going to be 2. Right there, OV3 Setup. July 4, 2020. So somebody back in July asked me about it. And hence, I found it online and downloaded it. But anyway, just email me, Flying Fish, and I can send it to you. Bob Tishmarsh, here you are. How are you? This evening I was watching Spurs to the top of UFO. What have I have no idea what that is. And then DeMorgan says, I had a smartwatch, but it was not smart enough to tell me when my wife would be ready. I did my do not stay home cruise yesterday. Stood in the San Andreas earthquake fault. It was on the Pacific plate 100 feet away and was North America plate. So cool. Okay. Marjorie says, I regret selling my Fitbit to get a Garmin watch. Fitbit was so much better. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard Garmin is a little rough as far as smartwatches go. And Fitbit does all right. And then Range Rider says, I have a habit of deleting images in camera. Never had a problem, but I'm told it's a bad habit. Is it too risky to delete in camera? I'm like you. I never had a problem. I do it time to time. But yeah, best practice is don't delete in camera. So I'm told, In practice, I've never had a problem. But they do say it's a best practice not to delete in camera. Just delete them once you get them on your computer. But unlike you, I never had a problem. And Casper says, I've grown dependent on my smartwatch, so I keep my phone silent. It helps a lot on daily stress. And Corna says, by the way, I liked the metal bands a lot when I was in college. Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit. Oh, yeah. I've been listening to Blink 182, and I was more of a, yeah, I liked Limp Bizkit too, actually. But I was more of an alternative rock type person back then, late 80s, early 90s. And John Allen's using a cheap smartwatch, an M4. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's like buying a quartz watch. I mean, there are quartz watches that I have. If I'm gonna buy a quartz watch, I'll just buy a Timex or something. I'm not really into like, just that kind of watch. Like I said, I try to buy mechanical or uh, something unique. I mean, this digital watch obviously is quartz, but it's a Casio. So Timex or Casio, that's when I buy a quartz watch, because it's just a quartz watch, right? But if I'm going to try and buy a mechanical watch, I look for something unique about it. Has some heritage or some design, some interesting designs. But I'm still a big window shopper. I don't have too many watches in my collection. Yes, I did see that, Adam, that the final Christmas orders for Olympus must be on the 13th, and then the site goes online. Yeah. And Scott Mumford says, hi, robtrek. I just finished photo edit and my pick for edit session. I hope you got it. Yeah, I don't download them until right after this stream. So if people are submitting stuff while I'm jibber jabbering now, it'll be in the stream. Oh, you're going to look for tarantulas tomorrow. Wow. I got a tarantula story, though. And then Roberto says, I deleted in camera, was able to recover 99% of the SD card. Yeah, they have those SD card recovery software. I use one called Recuva, works pretty well. Nearly 10:30 p.m. in the UK. I know. This is not really a UK timing type live stream. This is more for further east of that or further west of me. But yeah, my Tuesday and Sunday live streams are better for UK time, right? It's more in the morning, afternoon for you guys. And Richard Jones says, today I've been working in Olympus, UK, installing some new equipment. Been lots of investment in the medical industry. Oh, interesting. So you work at Olympus, or you work for Olympus, or you're subcontracting? I don't know. That's interesting. Been lots of investments in the medical industry. Wow. John Yutsei says, I attached a watch to my drone. I wanted to see time fly. Stephen Page says, anyone here do street photography? I used to do some before, all the lockdowns and everything. I haven't gone out in a long time, though, street photography, unfortunately. So if you look on my channel, you'll see various vlogs of me doing some street photography. And then Adam Farr says, yeah, some of those don't delete in camera peeps also save their full memory cards as their backup and don't like the clear protective filters. Okay. Yeah, like I said, if you're a hardcore professional, uh, you're getting paid for work, you're gonna have dual SD card slots. You're gonna follow best practices so you don't accidentally, uh, you know, ruin the card by deleting photos while it's in the camera. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you know, you can take things to an extreme level. Like, I mean, you know, Adam is kind of joking, but he's not. You know, it's true. There's people that are very serious about it, right? They take everything very, very seriously. And you know, they have their checklist that they go through before they go on a job. You know, all those things make sense. But for just casual photography, you know, just you do whatever's best for your workflow and whatever way you can have the most fun, right? Casper says the aquarium I work at has closed due to the lockdown, but for visitors only. It gave me an opportunity to do some nice shots of fish today. Oh, nice. Yeah, I saw one you did recently of a shrimp. Like a very close up was really clear. So you're really getting that down. I think I saw it on your Facebook page. And EDL Play says we use Olympus, Leica, Nikon microscopes in our lab. Funny enough, yeah. Wow. I didn't know Leica made microscopes, but I guess it makes sense. Nikon I knew made a lot of stuff. I don't know how much of their business it is, but I know Nikon Nikon did medical type uh, supplies and stuff too. How is the famous Rob? I'm doing well, thank you. Hardly famous, but thank you. Hey Rob, we've been installing new compressed air plant at Olympus. I work for a contract company. Looks like they are now investing more money on the medical side. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because you know they just got some money from JIP, I guess, a little bit, selling off the camera division. And Cornice says, by the way, Rob, have you seen the new Paragear 12mm f2.0 lens? Looks like a competitor to the Samyang. I have not seen it. Um, I think I saw a thumbnail from Casey, you know, over at Camera Conspiracies, where he was doing a comparison. But you know, he's a video guy, right? Who knows about photography? Um, Let me just take a quick look. PR Gear 12mm f2. It's not on Amazon yet. Is it an f2? 12mm f2, yeah. Oh, here it is. So, um, this is the XT version. I wonder if they have one for Olympus. Let's see, M43. Yeah, there's one. There's one for Olympus. 165.99. Wow, that's not bad. That's pretty reasonable. Looks like a reasonable size. I mean, it looks a little big and heavy though. 300 grams. Right here. You see that? That's heavy. That is a heavy butt lens, man. 300 grams? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I would get that. That's a heavy lens. I didn't even look at the filter size. Let me see if they even tell you. 62mm filter size. So that thing is almost the size of my because I think this is a 62mm filter size on my 12 to 40 f2.8 Pro lens. And it's the Pro lens is about 370 grams, so it's a little bit lighter than this, but it's probably about the same. Nah, I don't know. I don't think I would get it personally. It's just too heavy, and it's manual focus, right? I know Robin's not going to get it because he just had a whole video about how he doesn't do manual focus, right? Robin Wong. And yeah, cornet, yeah, 380 grams. I know, but it's a 12 mil. Where's my 12 millimeter? I have a 12 millimeter f2 from Olympus. It weighs nothing. It's, I don't even know where it is right now. Here it is. This thing weighs nothing. I'm going to take the lens hood off. I'm just going to weigh it just like this. All right. So let's see if you guys can see that. 130 grams. Now this is a third-party lens hood. 150 grams. So even with the lens hood, it's half the weight. Come on. I mean, it's not that heavy. 300 grams, okay, yeah, I'm not going to break my wrist or anything, but, you know. And I know this costs 3 times as much, if not more, but still. And it's autofocus. I'm just not into that. I mean, I really like vintage lenses, right? You know, and they're going to be big and heavy. You can't help it. But if I'm going to buy a brand new lens, I don't know if I would go for that unless I was really on a budget. You know, then I would consider it, right? Because, you know, $165, you can get a 12 millimeter f2. It's fine. If you're on a budget, I don't think, really, I wouldn't hesitate recommending that lens. But if you're not on a budget, or you can save up a little bit and get the Olympus version, I would highly recommend you do that. And Darko says the Yongnuo 42 f1.517 lens from Micro Four Thirds is $92. Wow. Wow, that's cheap. No, I probably won't try it, but let's look at it real quick. That's interesting. PH photo, right? Let's see. Yongnuo, right? 42.5 f1.7. Here it is. Wow, $92. And it's autofocus. Holy crap. Back ordered. Oh, I could have ordered that. That is pretty amazing. And it looks like it's a plastic fantastic, so it's going to be light. 9 elements, 146 grams, so it weighs nothing. That is pretty amazing. I wonder if Amazon has it. Let's see. No, that's the Sony. Here we go, 92 bucks. Oh, they do have it in stock. Wow. Wow, that's interesting. Let me add that to my cart. All right. I'll order that and see. That would be a good video, right? Yes, Adam, I think you're correct. The f2 lens, we're talking about the 12 millimeter, is for bigger sensors and it's been retrofitted for MFT. And Corna says the Camlin 51.1 is 600 grams. Yeah, that's crazy. 600 grams, man, that's not small. And I see Bob and DeMorgan and Plato, but no Lauren. Yeah, I don't know where Lauren is. He's probably out taking pictures with his new Canon. Lauren bought a Canon RP, and he's going to buy that 50 millimeter 1.8 lens for it. That just came out for the Canon RP. John says there was a pivot point about 3 to 4 years ago where new M43 cameras that came out were bigger and heavier, and there were no major technology leap for stills. That's when I stopped upgrading. Yeah, I think actually, you know, the you know, the Mark IIs, like I have a video that says the Mark IIs in 2020, really, they're still the best cameras Olympus ever made. Not to say that the Mark III, the EM1 Mark III, and the M10 Mark IV, and the M5 Mark III, they all have improvements over the Mark II, no question. But they're not leaps and bounds like, you know, like you're saying. They're not leaps and bounds better. There's just some small things in there that just make things a little easier. And yeah, there's some slight improvement in high ISO and things like that. But for the most part, a Mark II will give you the same image quality as a Mark III or IV. Dave says, save the money, go for the 100 to 400. I don't know. I think I would use the 42 more than the 100 to 400. But I agree with you, John. It's not just Olympus, but all cameras. Like I heard today, or I heard the other day, somebody said the Nikon Z5 is using the same sensor from the Nikon D750, and that D750 came out like in 2014 or something. You know, so that sensor is like 6 years old now, maybe older if you want to count the D600, which had the same sensor as the D750. So, you know, nothing's changed in the last really 7-8 years in cameras. Just minor improvements here and there. Now 10 years, yeah, 10 years we did see some marked improvements. 15 years we saw, there was a big leap, I'd say, between 2000 and 2010. There was really substantial leaps in camera technology. But once we got into the early, you know, teens, like 2013, 2014, the improvements really were pretty minor, in my opinion. And Darko, you got the 9mm? Yeah, the 9mm lens cap is awesome. I must say, in series, it's nice to have a bunch of crazies. Yeah, it's always the highlight of my day to come in on the live streams. No, Lauren is not banned. He did buy a Canon though. He couldn't help himself. He got the Canon RP with the 24 to 105, the kit lens, for $9.99, so $1,000, and they had to like save the tax or something, so he didn't have to pay tax on it. Well, they built a tax into that price, is the best way to say it, the $9.99. So that was his out-the-door price, was $9.99, free shipping. So he got a killer deal on it. And if you can get a 50mm f1.8 for $199, and I know it's good, because he was asking me about that lens, and I said, you know, Lauren, 50mm plastic fantastic, it's really hard to mess that lens up. You know, if you buy it, I'm sure it's going to be perfectly fine and very sharp. Because that, you know, they've been making a 50mm lens for the last 50 years. You know, how can you mess that up? You know, for full frame, that is. And Darko says, I have the D600 for tabletop photography and small product shots. Picked it up for $450. Yeah, that's a deal. Probably have to clean the sensor all the time though, right? Just kidding. I did have to clean the sensor on my D750 quite often, actually. My Olympuses, I've never had to clean, but I might have to start to now. My Pen F has a spot on it. Ah. And Marjorie says, for those who have owned the M5 Mark II, what did you upgrade to next? The M5 III or the M1 II or 3? Yeah, don't ask me because I buy them all. That's my problem, right? People ask me, you know, which, they're having trouble deciding, say, between the M5 Mark III and the M1 Mark II. And my answer is just buy both. That's what I did. But in all seriousness, you know, it really just depends if you want a small form factor or if you like a good grip and the more professional features. The M1 Mark II is definitely more bang for the buck, but you compromise size and weight over the M5 Mark III. Okay, Flying Fish, we'll see you later. Yeah, just email me if you want that software. Let me look at this. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna order this Pair Gear or Young Nuo 42 for 92 bucks. Give me a second here. It'll be here on Sunday. Okay, fair enough. There, it's done. So what I'll do is I ordered the Young Nuo 42.5 f1.7, and then I'll compare it against the Olympus 45. Maybe it'll be just as good. Who knows? And you can save like 200 bucks. And Stephen Page said, I've had the M5 with battery grip. Great camera, works well. Yeah, definitely. And let's see, Corna, a sensor like that would be amazing if it's true. The only rumor I heard, or not rumor, but excuse me, the only thing I read about a 45 megapixel sensor in Micro Four Thirds was going to be for a security camera or something, for very high industrial purposes. It wasn't going to be a consumer sensor. So it's probably really expensive. Yes, Plato, the 15 millimeter Canon lens is new. It's an f1.8 and it's small and lightweight. I think it's only like 150 grams. Like, yeah, it's a plastic fantastic from Canon. Okay, Dave, we'll see you later. Yeah, while I'm ordering the addresses, right? You know, it's Christmas and I've kind of maxed out my Best Buy card and I might as well max out my Amazon store card now. Oh, it's yeah. And then you know what's going to happen is they're going to order a, what was I going to say? Yeah, in January, February, they're going to announce the Pen F2, and I won't have any more credit left because I'm all maxed out. So, yeah, the M5 Mark II battery life is a little rough. I agree. So just bring a few spares. Oh, look. Look what I got in the mail. Eh? Can you guys see that? I got my robtrek hat. I ordered it on Amazon. You know, they sell the hats with custom lettering. So I got this. Just wear this for a few minutes so you guys can enjoy in my new hat. Don't be hating on my new hat. I have a kidney to sell. Oh my God. And then Adam says, have you ever demoed the camera being hooked up to a speed up on Olympus Workspace? Does that really work well? Oh. I know what you're talking about. Like you can hook up your camera via USB so it'll actually use the CPU in the camera instead of the one in your computer. Yes, I have tried that. Yeah, it's pretty fast, but you're limited to what you can do in camera. So, you know, if your EM5, uh, the EM5, it 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 works fast, but you're very limited what you can do. It's not, you lose all of the editing features of Olympus Workspace, and you're limited to what you can do in camera. Let me see if I can just hook it up and show you. Where's the USB? I need a USB-C cable now. Let's see. That's USB 2. This is C, but is this a data? No, this is a power only. How about this? Ah, this should do it. This should be a good USB-C. I think. I'll know when I plug it in. I gotta, yeah, there's battery. And let me set this to, I forget what setting I'm supposed to use. Let me open up Workspace. Yeah, so many cables, right? I know. Peter, hi, how are you? Oh, you got the 8mm fisheye. That's awesome. You know, Peter, I got a comment from a Peter on one of my live streams saying that like 5 ads ran in the first 11 minutes. Like in the first 11 minutes, there were 5 ads. That's crazy. I don't know why, you know, YouTube would do that. I mean, they should space them out a little more if it's like a 1-hour live stream. Ugh. I have, I have some control over that, right? I can go back and edit the video and space out the advertising manually, but it takes some time, you know. I just don't have time to go back and do that. It's supposed to automatically figure out good times to do that. They should know better. All right, did Workspace open up? You know how Workspace is. Let me see, camera. Let's see, I think I need to click this. Camera PC RAW. All right, let me show you guys the screen now. So a camera compatible connected PC RAW has been found. So I say start now. This function can only be used for raw images. Okay. Editing this function will delete, apply. I don't know what that means. We'll delete applied edits. And let's go to my last photo walk here. I don't know what I did on the 5th, but something. Okay. Browse. Maybe the 2nd? No, that was, well, these were test shots I did. Okay, but you can see over here the editing side. Let me get my head out of the way. There's not much left over here, right? Just a little bit. So if I apply, now let's do eye enhance. And so this is why I didn't use it, because it's just, I mean, it's faster, right? But you're very limited what you can do. These are all the same settings you can do in camera. Apply an art filter. Stuff like that. So it works, but, and it is pretty snappy actually, but it's very limited. You know, like I have no color wheel. I have no like tone curves or anything to mess with, things like that. It's missing a lot of things. So yeah. Anyway, I forget who was asking about that, but I have done it before, and I don't use it because it's just very limited. Simon says, I'd love to see a new Pen F2 with a new sensor. Yeah. Phase attack. Yeah, put a weather sealing. See, sensible price. You're asking too much now. It's not going to be a sensible price. They're going to ask $2,000 for it. And if it has weather sealing, $2,500. But it's not going to have weather sealing. I seriously doubt it. They'll probably give it the M5 Mark III. Hopefully EM1 Mark III type technology. If they give it the M1 Mark III technology and make a weather seal, that's going to be a $2,500 camera, at least. Dan, hey, how are you? Says, hi, Rob. What lens did you use on your ISO comparison? Was focus point aim similar? The S5 seemed to be a lot sharper, especially when you zoomed in to the Pen F part. What did I use? I used the 12 to 40 Pro lens. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. 12 to 40 Pro. Let me see. Let me go back in the Lightroom. It'll tell me what lens I used. Hold on. I thought I mentioned it in the video. So if I go into, oh, dumbass. Oh, pardon my French. Hold on. Go to folder. I'm looking for it. 1 second. Yeah, here we go. So it was EM1 Mark III. Yeah, 12 to 40 Pro. That's what I used. So I'm going to take my hat off. Otherwise, I'm going to have head hair. Not that I'm going anywhere tonight, but just in case, right? Got to be ready for anything. I could get like a booty call and then I'll have hat hair. That wouldn't be right. All right. Yes, that was me, and it's still happening on your vids. God, I'm sorry. Okay, I won't be able to edit. I can't edit the videos right after I finish the live stream because it's just processing. But I'll go in and look at it and see if I can slide the ads out and spread them out a little better when I go back. It might take me a couple hours after the stream is over though, because they don't let you edit the videos until after a couple hours. I guess because it's still processing internally. And Scott says maybe ad block for YouTube extension. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not a big fan of ad blocks. I mean, obviously because I'm a creator, but even for general use, it makes some sites hard to look to get to sometimes. You know, I never used them in general, but I remember when I was doing some tech support stuff for one of my contracts, you know, that one of the employees there was like, I can't get to my website because it keeps, you know, I don't know. She couldn't get to her one website that she liked to read. And it was a subscription website. And I turned off the ad block and it was fine. So there's a lot of inconsistencies between ad block and other things, but yeah, I'm not a fan of ad blockers. I've run into time to time when it's caused more problems than it helps. I mean, ads don't bother me really. So, you know, especially like it's like these subscription services like what is it? Netflix and CBS and Disney now, and all these subscription services you have to you get into. And I'd much rather have like all free with advertising instead of having to subscribe to Hulu and Netflix and Amazon Prime and you know whatever else is out there. I would be so much happier if there were ads, and I didn't have to pay my $10 or $12 a month, whatever it is, on 3 or 4 different services. And Randy said, "I'd love to see a new sensor on any camera." Yeah, I know. Maybe, maybe. I haven't seen any new sensors on the Sony website, but they don't publish, you know, uh, every sensor they make for every manufacturer. Just sometimes you'll see things that are kind of off the shelf that, you know, oh yeah, we use this in the GH5 or we use this in the M1 Mark II, but um, it's like an IMX 270 or 271 or something. They have some sensor part numbers that you can look up on the Sony website, and it'll tell you the specs of that sensor, but not, they don't publish all of them on there. Sometimes they customize the sensors for the individual manufacturer, so they don't put those part numbers on the website because they're not generally available off the shelf, so to speak. Yeah, that would be nice. A GH6 with a new sensor, that would be cool. How about a modular camera where you update the sensor module or the focus module? Yeah, they tried that before. I forget who it was. It never worked out. I think it was on it's on one of the channels, you know, the guy that does, I think he's German. I forget where he's from. But he always does this, you know, top 5 cameras, you know, type videos, or 5 reasons video. 5 reasons I bought the Leica M3, or 5 cameras I would use, or which one would I, you know, he does a lot of listicle type videos, where it's always top 5 though, or 5 reasons. And one of them included a camera that was modular, and they only made one version of it. It didn't sell. And Hasselblad kind of does that with their medium formats, right? You can put different digital backs on their cameras. You know those are expensive. What lens did I use on the S5? Oh, I used the 20-60 kit lens. This one. This is the 20. It's really sharp. I can tell you. All right, let me talk about that for a second, because I didn't really talk about sharpness in any of the videos because it wasn't about sharpness so much. But the Panasonic S5 with the 20-60 and the Nikon, or I'm sorry, the EM1 Mark III with the 12-40 Pro. I've gone on a few photo walks with them side by side, and consistently the S5 was just a little bit sharper with the kit lens, the 20-60 kit lens. Now in the test I did in the video, it was very hard to tell the difference, right? They looked virtually identical, but one person noticed, who was it? Jan, right? Maybe it was Jan. Anyway, notice it looked a little sharper in the video. One camera looked a little sharper in the video. The S5 looked a little sharper. I didn't see that in that particular image personally, because, you know, I'm looking at them on my real screen. But on my photo walks and things in real life, when I went out taking pictures, yeah, the S5 was just a little bit sharper. And I can attribute that, some of that, because it's a 24 megapixel sensor instead of a 20 megapixel sensor. But at the same time, if that lens can resolve 24 megapixels and look a little bit sharper, I have to give it the edge. For whatever the reason is, I'd have to give the S5 with that kit lens a little bit of an edge over the EM1 Mark III in terms of sharpness. Now, sometimes the M1 Mark III was sharper, okay? Sometimes, right, on the same picture. So you got to chalk that up to, you know, the M5 nailed the focus a little better that time on that shot than the S5 did. But in terms of the body of work that I did, or the body of images that I took, the hundreds of them, I took hundreds of images with both cameras side by side. On average, the S5 was just a little sharper when you pixel peeped in like 400%. And like I said, I'd attribute that because it's a 24 megapixel a little bit, but I would say I was very impressed with that lens, the 20 to 60. And hola, Hans, how are you? And robtrek, or Bob says, it appears the Olympus discounting is bigger and lasting longer. Do you think this is temporary, or the start of a more aggressive sales regime of JIP? I think it's going to last. I don't think it's temporary. You know, I think it's going to stick. You know, it may go up slightly after Christmas. But I think the discounts are going to stretch out. They're either going to announce lower MSRPs to start with and just run on thinner margins, or they'll have normal MSRPs, and then when they give them to the retailers, they'll just run promotion after promotion after promotion. Just my gut feeling. So it's always hard to tell when something is a particularly good deal sometimes. But right now the deals are pretty amazing. $8.99 for the M5 Mark III or the M1 Mark II, brand new, a killer deal. $13.99 for the M1 Mark III, amazing, because I paid full price for every one of those cameras myself. I mean, the M1 Mark II I bought used, but I still paid $1,600 for it. That was, because it was selling new for $2,000 at the time. And I bought mine for $1,650 or something like that, right? So I still paid really full price. EM1 Mark III, or EM5 Mark III and EM1 Mark III, I paid full price on both of those, less some in-store discounts, but it wasn't like an Olympus sale or anything. It was like a promo sale, launch price or something. I saved like 5%, some minor amount. Mathis Berling, he's Swedish. Okay, thank you, Corna. Mathis Berling, that's right. Matthias Berling, or Matthias Berling. He has a video where he did some, I forget what brand it was. It might have been an Epson or a Seiko or a Sigma. I can't remember the brand camera that was modular. And Jen says, WTF, the kit lens is absolutely amazing and a bargain then. It was still sharper than the Nikon as well. And it's also a 24 megapixel sensor, and I guess that lens on the Nikon isn't bad either. I don't know what's on the Nikon. I haven't seen any, my Nikon is just not on my radar anymore. But I am very impressed with the Lumix 20 to 60 lens. I mean, it's very lightweight for its range and being for a full frame camera. Let's see what this weighs. Let me take the lens cap off and the body cap off. I think that's how they weigh these things, right? Let's see. 350 grams. Yeah. So 350 grams. So this weighs the same as the 12 to 40 Pro. It's actually a hair lighter. The big difference being this is all plastic. I'm sorry, I'm talking. You guys can't see me. The big difference is this is an all plastic lens, whereas the 12 to 40 Pro is all metal. So this doesn't have the same build quality, but it certainly resolves, pretty high resolving, powerful lens. Very sharp lens, I should say. Yeah, the new king of kit lenses. I'm pretty impressed with it. I won't argue with that. Oh, hey David, how are you? David Crooks is here, everybody. He's He organizes our photo walks out here and where I live. I joined his photo club. I got my new hat, David. You probably haven't seen it if you're just getting in. I'm gonna wear this. I don't know. I should wear my photo club hat. I bought a hat for the photo club, the red hat. Uh, but this is my robtrek hat. But I'm gonna wear this when I go vlogging from now on. So when I'm vlogging, I can brand all my vlogs. Anyhow, and Westcam says, I read today that Sony has a new MFT sensor ready to go. Do you know what their plans are? No, I have no idea. If it's something today, I have no idea. I know, I know a few months back, people were talking about like a 45 megapixel sensor for MFT, but that was for an industrial type use. It wasn't for consumer use. But I don't know what, uh, if this is the same sensor, I doubt it's for consumers. Or maybe it is, but what I read was it was not. Yeah, isn't that cool? I got the right font and everything, so it's very Trekky. Because there's a lot of companies on Amazon that do custom embroidery. So but I had to find the right font and the right color, right? So I had to click on a lot of different hat people on Amazon, and I finally found one. You know, they had to have the right font, the right color, and be the right price, right? Because yeah, I could have paid like I think I paid $18 delivered for this hat. I could have paid like $25, $30 for a hat and got anything I want, but I just I'm trying to conserve money. I'm doing a terrible job at it, but I'm trying to save money. Oh man, I need some coffee so bad. I'm finding it harder and harder to just stay awake the whole day anymore. The extending part of the 12 to 40 Pro is ABS plastic. Oh, maybe. Let me disconnect it. It is. Well, it's a very flat. It's very flat. Yeah, it's plastic. You know how you can tell is when you touch metal, it's cold to the hand, but then when you touch plastic, it doesn't feel as cold. You're right. It is plastic. So I guess I should not say it's an all metal build. It has a metal casing, but the inside is plastic, right? So footnote there. Little editorial correction. That's called getting old. Oh, you mean putting my glasses on, maybe? Or are you guys talking about something else? Oh, when I was talking about not getting a nap during the day. Yeah, 3:30 afternoon power nap will get you to stay up until 2 a.m. It used to, but not anymore. A 3 a.m. power nap turns into like a, 16-hour sleep day. So I'll get up the next day and say, I got 16 hours of sleep tonight. Because that's the problem with a power nap. You go to, especially now in the wintertime, you take a power nap, you wake up, it's pitch black out. Because the sun sets at like 4:30 in the evening. And you wake up and it's like 4:30. You're like, screw it, I'm going back to bed. Oh. And Lascivious says, Rob, you're doing the right thing if you want to get ahead of the hat. If you want to get ahead, get the hat. Yes. That's right, right? Um, I don't know. It's been 4 years. It's about time I got a hat that had my branding on it, so to speak. Um, I was thinking about doing a photo walk. I don't know if Walter's here. And I'm going to do a live stream with Walter next week on Tuesday. We're going to do it. He's going to talk about Capture One and all the new stuff coming out. But he has a channel, Walter Rowe Photography, on YouTube. You should check out. Let me show you. I'm only showing you because it's got a picture of me on it. Let me see. No. Sirens. They found me. Oh no. Walter Rowe Photography. So yeah, here's Walter's page. So he does Capture One, right? Tutorials on Capture One. But we've gone out on a few photo walks, and he takes pictures of me time to time, you know, just for fun, right? But he's using them in his tutorials. As you can see, this video here is
Or
yeah.
all of the tools in the adjustment tab.
He's using a picture of me, right?
Is you press and hold a key.
So I'm going to have him on next week. And he's going to talk about Capture One. But that's what kind of prompted me to get this hat. Because I was like, you know, I'm going to be on other people's channels, right? And I don't ask them to give me any kind of credit or any, you know, like attribution. You know, I just do it because, you know, why not? We're just out taking pictures, having fun, right, on a photo walk. But I said, you know, if I'm wearing my hat, at least I got some branding going on, so people will say, oh, who's robtrek, right? You never know. I might get one subscriber because I got this hat. Well worth the $18. Ah. Anyhow. Oh, is it Randy's birthday? My goodness, happy birthday. That's awesome. Yesterday, 66. Man. Congrats, Randy. I should be so lucky. All right, Plato, we'll see you later. Oh, Ed, you saw the video? Yeah, that was cool, right? Yeah, Walter does a good job. Oh, 13 minutes. Yeah, I need to get ready for my next live stream. And David says, I received the Luminar A yesterday. It's pretty cool. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw your email. There's some kind of Luminar AI seminar or something we can watch. I forget. I don't know. I'm content with Lightroom and Workspace. I tried Luminar years ago, a couple years ago, but that was the old version, right? Not the AI stuff. I guess you can buy the AI plugins as plugins to Lightroom and stuff, but you know, I don't do that much editing, but I'll check it out. You know, who knows? Oh, thank you, Jackster. Says keep up the good work from Scotland. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm gonna put a link. Maybe. Well, I'll put the links up on Sunday night after the live streams on Sunday, or the live stream on Tuesday where Walter's going to be on as a guest. And then he'll talk about Capture One, then you can ask him some questions, and then he'll have his links down, his affiliate links. If you're interested in giving it a try, you can download from his affiliate links, and then if you end up buying it, he'll get a few bucks. You know, I don't know how much affiliates make for Capture One, but you know, it's pocket change, right? But it's, you know, it'll buy him a coffee or something, right? Which is always nice. I mean, the YouTube thing and like what Walter does on YouTube and everything, it's just pocket change for us, right? We're not making a living off of it, really. I mean, I am because I have to. I have no job. Ugh. I can't believe I haven't had a photo job in what is it, almost 7 weeks now. I mean, I was swamped in September, October, you know, and then nothing, November, December. I don't know what happened. It's like somebody just turned the lights out and said, we're closed. See ya. Oh, you pre-ordered Luminar AI. It's pretty inexpensive. Yeah. And John says, I made some homemade chicken noodle soup, which is simmering on the stove in case I can't make it through the next stream without some substance. Yeah. Don't make me hungry, okay, John? Seriously. I did eat, but uh, when I start thinking about food, I get hungry again. Oh, David says it's a good plug-in to Lightroom. Luminar Live is on YouTube as a replay. Okay. And I nearly bought Bob is saying, I nearly bought the DxO software while it was 50% off, but it didn't include all the good stuff that everybody was raving about. So to add that in would have been bumped the price up. Yeah. Okay, Ed, we'll see you later. Thanks for stopping in. I know the software, it just gets expensive, you know, when you start tacking on, like, what was it? What's that other software that was people are always asking me to try? Um, there's Luminar, there's some other one. I forget what it's called. I know Walter likes it. What, what the heck is it called? Let me look. It was like $25 or something. It was really cheap. Oh, Affinity Photo. It was like 50% off. And it might still be 50% off on their website. But I was like, I don't know if I'm going to use it because I have to use Lightroom and Photoshop for the certain things that I need it for. I haven't found any other software that'll do what it does in a workflow that works for me. So you know, and two of the biggest problems is layering is really the biggest problem. I haven't found any other software that layers as well as Photoshop. And then the data asset management side of it, being able to organize the photos in a way that I can access them quickly, because I have to sort the photos by ones that I use Flash and then ones that I use bracketing, separate those very quickly. And I can do that so easily in Lightroom and Photoshop. And then the layering part is really pretty advanced in Photoshop, and it's very simple. And I only pay $10 a month, so I write it off as a business expense. So, you know, it's hard for me to look at other software seriously because it's lacking, you know, it's just not even close to what I can do in Photoshop and stuff. Yeah, coffee and snacks, I know. Onion soup, man, everybody with their soup. A lot of you know I'm not a big fan of soup. The only soup I really like is coffee. Coffee is like a bean soup, right? That's about it. And then DeMorgan says, is there any way to use both workspace in the Lightroom workflow to get an art filter and not those raw data? No. I don't know of any way to do it. The only thing I can think of is, you know, apply the art filter, then export it as a TIFF file, then edit it in Lightroom. That might work. Elaine, oh my God, Elaine. I was wondering where you've been. How you been? How long you been here? Because I'm about to end the live stream and now I see you come up. Learn to love soup, Rob. Your mom will be very happy, I know. I know. She worries about me all the time, constantly. She told me today I need to go get my colonoscopy, right? I mean, like, okay, Mom, I'll go next year. Oh, wow, corny. Yeah, it's 12:30 at night there. Yeah, you better call it. Matter of fact, I should call it. But good to see everybody tonight. Thanks for taking your time, spend it with me today for a little while. I really appreciate it, and it's always a lot of fun. Hopefully, I'll be back on Sunday, God willing. But oh, Jack says I can't load workspace. Do I need 8 gig of RAM? Yeah, that would help probably. And Elaine says, I know, I just got here. Sorry, I'm trying to start a new e-com store. Just been cranky and busy. Well, good luck with that. Uh, did you tell her where she could stick it? You guys are funny. But I do have to go. I have another stream here, the photo editing live stream, in a couple of minutes. So thanks everybody for coming in. We'll catch you guys again on Sunday.